Okay, so I want to explain something that I feel like a lot of people are not in a standing body. It's kind of like confusing more, but I hope this helps, and I hope I'll try to go into details about it. In a simple way, but or in the best possible way. I'm going to be explaining the difference between a spiritual awakening and a spiritual calling. It's different. It's not the same thing. A spiritual awakening is you awakening from your from your God self, waking up and realizing, becoming aware of what's going on around you and within you, becoming aware that you are a spiritual being and not a human being, becoming aware that you have a greater purpose than this materialistic world, becoming aware that you are connected to everything, becoming aware that you are nature, becoming aware that you are a walking tree, becoming aware that you are a god or a goddess. Becoming aware that everyone you come across is just a reflection of who you are inside. If somebody triggers you, you become aware that this person is actually just trying to, if this person triggers you, this person is trying to show you that there's something you need to deal with within yourself. If this person will trigger and you're just looking at, or if this person is doing something and then, maybe gets triggered by you, then there's nothing wrong with you. There's everything wrong with that person. Or when you are vibrating an energy, this person cannot reach, and I could show why when I vibrate this energy, because you also need to understand or you're also becoming aware or molifying. It's all about energy, vibration, and frequency. That is what a spiritual awakening is. A spiritual calling. This is where everything gets tricky. A spiritual calling is you being called to what? To do certain things. By who? By your great-grandparents or by your grandmother. What do I mean by being called to what? No, weird, crazy, magical things we never thought of. That is what a spiritual calling is all about. You are being called to help people. You are being called to awaken certain spiritual beings who are sleeping. You are being called to lead certain things. You are being called to become a but then in a who works in a spiritual way, who works in a way it's a mission with the spiritual way. You are being called to give people medicine. You are being called to cleanse people. You are being called to heal certain traumas in your families. You are being called to destroy or to end certain curses in your families. I feel like as much as a spiritual calling, but then we are not being called to come sangoma. I don't know why people like to call me the sangoma. Asana sangoma, sangoma. But then we are being called to not only traditional healers, but then different types of things. Everyone is different in their own way. We have different types of callings. My calling, and I know your calling is different. Certain things. They don't even touch on those ones. It's way more deeper power and a lot of crazy things going on. You won't be able to because they are my experiences. So you might find when we and you have a spiritual calling. We went through a spiritual awakening. We have a spiritual calling, but then we are different in our own way. Only to find out we're not very so on a lintu. Yeah, but so different. That is why a lot of people because they are different. We have different gifts. That's the difference between a spiritual awakening and a spiritual calling. Ashe.